Hi everyone, welcome to another video here on She's Fit. Are you feeling burned out, anxious, and can't shed those extra pounds no matter what you do? Your diet is perfect, you work out, but the scale won't budge? The silent enemy sabotaging your efforts might be cortisol, the infamous stress hormone. Today, you're going to find out exactly how it works in your body and, more importantly, what to do right now to get it under control and finally unlock your weight loss. Before we start, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any new videos, and drop that quick like. It seriously helps me keep bringing you incredible content. Trust me, here at She's Fit, you're going to discover how to transform your body in the best way possible. So, come with me. Before we start, I need to share something that has made all the difference for me. You know those days when you try hard but feel like your body just isn't responding the way it should? Well, I found out that sleep has way more impact on weight loss than I ever imagined. That's when I discovered Sleep Lean, a natural supplement specially designed to help women burn fat while they sleep. Yes, while they sleep. It's not a miracle, of course, but when combined with good nutrition and the right habits, the results are amazing. I personally felt my body lighter, my belly less bloated, and a different kind of energy just within the first few weeks. I'll leave the link here in the description so you can check all the details after the video. Trust me, it was a game changer for me. Now, let's get back to the video content. Cortisol is a vital steroid hormone, an essential chemical messenger produced by the adrenal glands, which sit right on top of your kidneys. It is universally known as the stress hormone, and for good reason. Its primary evolutionary function is to prepare the body for an immediate fight or flight situation. When we perceive danger, whether it is a predator in the jungle or an urgent email from the boss, cortisol kicks into action, pumping fuel into our system. How does it do this? First, cortisol increases blood sugar glucose, releasing energy reserves so that muscles and the brain can act quickly. It's an emergency energy boost. Second, it temporarily suppresses the immune system and non-essential processes like digestion and reproduction, diverting all energy towards immediate survival. And third, it aids in the metabolism of fats, proteins, and carbohydrates to ensure there are energy substrates available. In normal doses and with occasional spikes, cortisol is our friend. It is essential for survival, regulating our circadian rhythm. It peaks in the morning to give us the energy impulse to wake up and stays low at night to allow us to sleep. The problem, and what sabotages female weight loss, begins when stress becomes chronic. Think about modern life. Tight deadlines, financial worries, work and emotional overload, family problems, overtraining. The body doesn't know the difference between that kind of stress and a lion. It interprets all of it as a constant danger, a perpetual state of emergency. In this chronic stress scenario, cortisol levels are kept constantly elevated. It can't drop back down to the necessary resting level. We enter a vicious cycle of hormonal dysregulation that drastically affects female metabolism, telling your body, "We are in danger, store energy fat to survive." It's a protection mechanism that, in reality, is preventing you from reaching your health and weight goals. This is the crucial part that explains the fat accumulation you are seeing in the mirror. When cortisol is always high due to chronic stress, it sends chemical signals to your body, activating an emergency mode. The message is clear. Prepare for a long period of scarcity or danger, and the best way to prepare is to store energy as fat. The main impact of high cortisol on your weight is twofold, acting through insulin resistance and preferential fat storage. Let's understand the chain reaction. Excess cortisol has a direct effect of increasing blood glucose sugar, preparing the body to run or fight. In response to this elevated blood sugar, the pancreas releases insulin, whose job is to transport that glucose inside the cells to be used as energy. However, When this process happens repeatedly and chronically for months or years, the cells start to protect themselves and become deaf to insulin ease commands. This is insulin resistance. To try and force the glucose in, the pancreas works harder and produces even more insulin. And the excess insulin, or hyperinsulinemia, is a powerful and stubborn fat storage hormone. It blocks fat burning and directs energy storage primarily to the abdominal and visceral region. Visceral fat is the kind that sits around your internal organs, and it is the most inflammatory and dangerous for female cardiovascular and metabolic health. It is not just about aesthetics. It is a health risk driven by cortisol. To make matters worse, high cortisol directly affects your eating behavior. It increases appetite and, specifically, intensifies cravings for high-calorie foods rich in sugar, fat, and salt, the famous comfort foods. Your body, in a state of stress, seeks a quick and safe source of energy to deal with the perceived danger. It's an ancient survival strategy, but one that, in the modern environment, only serves to sabotage your diet, increase your caloric consumption, and perpetuate the weight gain cycle. That's why stress makes you run straight for the ice cream carton. This part is vital for the female audience, as it explains why stress affects a woman's cycle and well-being so deeply. Cortisol is not a solo hormone. It butts in and messes up the entire delicate female hormonal orchestra, acting like an authoritarian conductor who dictates the rhythm for all the others. One of its favorite targets is the thyroid, the master gland of metabolism. At chronically high levels, cortisol interferes with the conversion of the T4 hormone, the inactive form, to T3, the metabolically active form. It's like cortisol puts the emergency brake on your metabolism. The result is a slower metabolism, even if your official thyroid lab tests look normal, because peripheral conversion is compromised. This leads to classic subclinical hypothyroidism symptoms: deep fatigue, mental sluggishness, brain fog, hair loss, and, of course, a tremendous difficulty losing weight. Your body is running in energy-saving mode. Furthermore, chronic stress triggers a phenomenon known as pregnenolone steal or cortisol steal. Think of pregnenolone as the mother raw material that is used to create cortisol, but also the sexual hormones vital for women, such as progesterone and estrogen. In a situation of constant stress, the body prioritizes survival, diverting all this raw material toward the production of more cortisol. This prioritization leads to a progesterone deficiency, resulting in relative estrogen dominance. Progesterone is the calm and balance hormone. When it's low, symptoms intensify: exacerbated PMS, anxiety, fluid retention, irregular menstrual cycles, and once again, a powerful stimulus for fat accumulation, especially on the thighs and hips in addition to the belly. Therefore, if you feel like your hormones are out of control, your PMS is unbearable, or your thyroid isn't functioning perfectly, know that cortisol is the conductor behind this chaos, and managing it is the path to rebalancing your entire endocrine system. It is absolutely fundamental that you become a detective of your own body's signals. Your body talks to you all the time, but we often ignore the whispers until they become screams. Symptoms of chronically elevated cortisol go far beyond just struggling to lose weight. They form a constellation of well-being issues. Pay attention and do a mental check-in with this list, because the presence of several of these signs is a strong indicator that your stress response system is overloaded. Central abdominal fat accumulation. This is the most classic and visible symptom. You notice that stubborn, hard-to-lose fat, specifically in your belly, often shaped like a spare tire or apple, even if your arms and legs are relatively thin. This visceral fat is the most activated by high insulin and cortisol. Adrenal fatigue and constant exhaustion. You wake up and already feel exhausted, as if you haven't slept at all. There might be a feeling of burnout in the middle of the afternoon, where you desperately need a coffee or something sweet to keep going. This fatigue is a sign that your adrenal glands are struggling to keep pace. Insomnia and sleep disturbances. Cortisol should drop drastically at night to allow for deep, restorative sleep. If it's high, it causes difficulty falling asleep or, most commonly, frequent night awakenings, usually between AM and AM. It's stress cortisol waking you up. Uncontrollable sugar and carb cravings. As mentioned, cortisol stimulates the search for quick energy. You feel that intense, undeniable need to consume sweets, bread, pasta, or salty or processed snacks. It's a chemical search by the body for comfort and emergency fuel. Skin and hair problems. Excess cortisol can lead to hair loss, telogen effluvium, and thinner, fragile skin prone to stretch marks due to collagen breakdown or even the worsening of acne and skin inflammation. Compromised immunity. One of cortisol's functions is to suppress the immune system. When this is chronic, you get sick easily, have trouble recovering from colds or flu, or feel like you have constant low-grade inflammation. Mood swings. High cortisol levels are intimately linked to chronic anxiety, irritability, or even feelings of mild depression. You might feel wired, hypervigilant, and unable to relax. If you identified multiple of these signs in your daily life, it is a strong and clear indication that your hormonal system is out of balance, with cortisol being the main villain. The good news is that by recognizing the problem, you can urgently intervene to rebalance your hormone levels and consequently unlock your potential for weight loss and well-being. The best news in this whole video is that while high cortisol may seem like a foregone conclusion, you have immense power to influence and rebalance your levels through strategic lifestyle changes. This is not a magic pill, but the foundation of everything. First pillar, real stress management. Your stress management cannot be another item on your to-do list that just increases your stress. It must be a non-negotiable priority. Practices like daily meditation, even if they are only 5 to 10 minutes in the morning, have been proven to significantly reduce the activity of the amygdala, the fear center in the brain. Use deep diaphragmatic breathing techniques. Inhale slowly counting to 4, hold for 4, and exhale slowly counting to 6. Doing this for 2 minutes can interrupt a stress spike and activate your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode. Integrating mindfulness, full attention into daily activities also helps keep the mind in the present and reduce the rumination that elevates cortisol. Second pillar, the quality sleep revolution. Sleep is when cortisol is reset. Chronic sleep deprivation is one of the biggest biological stressors for the female body, keeping cortisol elevated the next day. You must prioritize 7 to 9 hours of uninterrupted sleep. Create a strict sleep hygiene routine. Turn off screens at least an hour before bedtime. Blue light inhibits melatonin and keep your room completely dark and cool. If you are having those AM night awakenings, remember, that is cortisol. A relaxing routine before bed can help lower it. Third pillar, smart exercise. Exercise is crucial, but the dose is everything. Avoid overtraining long more than 60 minutes and exhaustive high-intensity workouts. Extreme height or long runs can be seen by the body as another stressor, raising cortisol and preventing fat loss. The key is smart exercise. Opt for moderate strength training, which builds muscle without overloading the system. Prioritize low-intensity, steady-state cardio like brisk walking or swimming. And crucially, integrate practices like yoga, tai chi, or pilates. These activities are designed to calm the nervous system, reduce cortisol, and increase heart rate variability, a marker of stress resilience. Fourth pillar, anti-inflammatory and adrenal supportive diet. Your diet should be your support, not a source of stress. Prioritize foods that support your adrenals. Vitamin C, found in citrus fruits, bell peppers, and broccoli. It is vital for cortisol synthesis and regulation. Magnesium, found in dark leafy greens, nuts, and seeds. It is the relaxation mineral and essential for quality sleep. Omega-3, healthy fats from fatty fish, salmon, sardines, or flax seeds, which fight systemic inflammation, drastically reduce caffeine, especially afternoon, and alcohol. Both are chemical stressors that can trigger cortisol and disrupt sleep, perpetuating the stress cycle. Prioritize drinking water and calming herbal teas. While lifestyle changes are the foundation, supplementation and fine-tuned nutritional management offer powerful tools to give your body extra support in fighting chronic stress and optimizing hormones. For adrenal support, adaptogens are a fascinating class of herbs that help your body adapt to stressors by modulating the cortisol response, helping it rise when necessary and come down faster when the danger has passed. Ashwagandha is perhaps the most studied for stress, being clinically proven to lower cortisol levels, decrease anxiety, and help balance mood, useful for chronic fatigue and stress-induced insomnia. Meanwhile, rhodiola rosea is excellent for those experiencing adrenal fatigue, as it helps improve focus, mental energy, and resistance to physical fatigue under stress without being an excessive stimulant. In terms of micronutrients, magnesium glycinate is your relaxation mineral, essential for the production of calming neurotransmitters. The glycinate form is highly absorbable and, when taken at night, can significantly improve sleep quality and calm the central nervous system, reducing nighttime cortisol. The essential fatty acids omega-3 EPA and DHA have a potent anti-inflammatory effect. High cortisol creates a systemic inflammatory environment, and omega-3 helps put out the fire of inflammation, relieving one of the main causes of metabolic stress. B-complex vitamins are vital for energy production and supporting the nervous system, and vitamin C is crucial for the healthy production and regulation of cortisol as it is rapidly depleted in the adrenal glands under stress. Finally, your nutritional focus must always be on stabilizing blood sugar, as cortisol loves spikes in blood sugar and insulin. The adequate consumption of protein and fiber with every meal is crucial. Protein is slower to digest, and fiber slows glucose absorption, preventing the spikes that cortisol exacerbates and that promote fat storage. Starting your day with a breakfast rich in protein and healthy fat, instead of simple carbohydrates, is one of the best strategies to modulate the morning cortisol response and maintain stable energy. Remember, before starting any supplementation regimen, especially with adaptogens which can interact with existing medications and conditions, always consult a qualified health professional. Weight loss isn't just about calories and exercise. It's about hormonal balance. Your body will not release fat if it constantly feels like it's in danger because of cortisol. Now you understand this hormone's role and you have the tools to take control. Start today by prioritizing your well-being, sleeping better, and managing your stress. Your weight loss journey can finally unlock. And don't forget the tip I gave you at the beginning. If you need to lose weight, click the link in the video description and purchase Sleeply now. It might be the missing piece in your journey. If you liked this video, leave a like, subscribe here at She's Fit, and share this video to help the channel grow. Also, leave a comment below with the type of content you want to see to help you with your weight loss.